The 2023 NBA season will be here in a couple of weeks, and I am most excited about the Western Conference because I believe there are 6 teams that are a guaranteed lock. I mean, when you talk about the Western Conference, it would be so thrilling if one of the 6 that I have in my mind will get knocked off. So the question is, can the Kings and the Pelicans compete for a playoff spot?
Yes, by way of the playing tournament. Absolutely. The Kings and the Pels are set up, I believe, for the 2023 season to disrupt. To disrupt. Yes. And make it to the playoffs. Yes. Again, you talk about the top 6, we got that solid, you in.
Yeah.
But by way of the playing tournament, anything is possible. And I believe that they can compete for a playoff spot by way of the playing tournament and actually secure one. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes to
okay.
both.
Sacramento Kings, which I think will be a huge surprise. Let's talk about who they added. First of all, they got a new head coach in Mike Brown. Huge. You got Sabonis, Malik Monk. They got Kevin Huter now. And then they also had that top rookie named Keegan Murray. The Kings are going to be really good. Yeah, they're going to disrupt. I agree with you there.
They're going to disrupt Keegan Murray. What is he? What? He was just voted most valuable player of the summer league.
Trying to tell you.
Ooh, what? Yeah, okay. And they have Davion Mitchell from last season. So De'Aaron Fox, please let's not forget about De'Aaron Fox. The
Yeah.
Kings, and I think the Kings were able to fill holes in their roster that they have had over time. Now, the Kings need to secure a playoff spot this 2023 season because they need to end their drought. Let's just be honest.
Hmm.
They need to end their drought. What was the last time they made it to the playoffs? 2006?
Oh, it's been ages.
2006
Yeah.
maybe? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think 2006. So excuse me, Kings. The time is now. And you got Warriors guy, the defensive juggernaut for the Warriors. He's your new coach. Now, if y'all don't get nothing else right, I'm gonna need for y'all to improve on defense, Kings. You have no excuse at this point to not improve on defense. Defense wins championships.
All right. So when we talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, I'm just gonna say they're basically adding a brand new player by the name of Zion Williamson. I ain't seen him play all of last season. For me, he's a brand new player. You
He
still have
is.
CJ, hasn't completed a full season, and I don't believe Jonas Valanciunas has either. I think he came in mid-season.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so the Pels, I know for sure, are going to make it to the play-in tournament. The question is like, can they get out though? That's
Yeah,
where I'm a little torn.
I'm gonna say I believe they can. The Pels, yes, they're adding Zion Williamson, but the people on their roster, the players on their roster, the Pels benefit because they got good defense. That Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado made a name for themselves in 2022. Think about this: the Pels, uh, uh, excluding Zion Williamson, was able to give the Suns a run for their money in round 1 of the 2022 playoffs. What, they got eliminated in game 6?
Mm-hmm.
Took 6 games to get rid of the Pels without Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Suns number 1 seed in the West, almost didn't make it. Yeah, yeah. And now you insert Zion Williamson into that roster with Willie Green still being the head coach. That's gonna be something. Length, they got athleticism, they got youth. Are you kidding me? Defense, they got camaraderie, chemistry. The only challenge that the Pels will probably face at the beginning of the season is who is going to sit back. Who's going to be willing to
Mm-hmm.
reduce their touches? Who's going to be willing to not get all the points? Because Zion is bringing 25 easy. Zion is
Yeah.
bringing 25. You're going to get at least 20 something from Brandon Ingram. CJ's going to give you 20. And don't let Valanciunas give you your 18. Who's going to take a back seat? That's all I'm saying. If somebody's willing to do that, then they'll be able to, because Zion's going to get his.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. The Pels look really good. And I'm telling you, they wore out the Phoenix Suns so much so that the Suns couldn't get by the Mavericks to make it to the Western Conference.
Had to go
You
home.
know, yeah, wore 'em out. That's that
So
youth and athleticism.
that youth and that deep defense. Like sometimes you just need who gonna come in? Her, you gonna be the one? Oh, Jose,
Yeah.
is you because when I tell you he was like, yeah. So the Pelicans are set up, I believe, to really have a secure spot in the playoffs. Although it may be by way of the play-in tournament, but I do believe that they'll be at least 7 or 8 by the end of the season, just based off of that alone, and now inserting Zion Williamson into their roster, into their lineup. What? Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, all right, are you in a position to share your top 6 in the West? I mean, the teams that are a guaranteed lock. Do you want to share that with the people?
I just don't. I can't say top 6. I don't have a lock on top 6, and let me tell you why. Because I would still believe there is at least one spot. I believe the West has 2 open spots from a 1 to 10 perspective. And I think there's 3 teams that are going to be vying for those 2 open spots. The 2 open spots that I believe between 1 through 10 that is available to anybody in the West is going to be the Jazz spot because they're always top 6. They ain't. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
anticipate them being top 6 by the end of 2023.
No.
And the Spurs, number 10, I don't see them doing the 10, right? So that means that we're talking about 3 teams. I know we're talking about the Kings and the Pels, but the Portland Trailblazers is one team that may also be in competition to get one of them 2 spots. There's openings. There's openings in the play-in tournament, and then there's openings in the top 6 that I believe these 3 teams, if they are set up and they perform as they look on paper, can secure one of them. So, yeah, I don't know. Give me yours. What are your top 6 since you have it?
Okay, my top 6 in no particular order. The Phoenix Suns are gonna make it. Memphis Grizzlies. I still have the Golden State Warriors. Dallas Mavericks. Yes. Denver Nuggets. I'm real iffy on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Real iffy. I do believe the Clippers are gonna make it too. So there's a big question mark for me by the Minnesota Timberwolves. I do think the Lakers might be in discussion. Now, I know I flip and flop on the Los Angeles Lakers, but there's a lot of pride there, So I'm really torn. I'm really torn, but I'm telling you, the 6 are going to be firm probably by December for me.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're not secure on who they are right now. I can support that. The Wolves, they were part of the play-in tournament. They were number 7, but they made it to the playoffs. So I would say playoff contention teams 1 through 8. I'm gonna give you that, right? Okay. I'm gonna say iffy for me would be the Wolves, absolutely. The departure of Pat Bev was huge for me. He may not have been the biggest scorer, but he was the biggest driver of their success, I believe. That's number 1. So that. So the Wolves are 1. I'm going to say the Suns, and here's why. If they don't figure out what's going on with their franchise, it could potentially impact how they actually end the year. And they did not make major changes to their roster, which leads the way for, and I know they got Chris Paul and they got Devin Booker. I get all of that. But you got the Pels, you got the Kings with this revamped roster with their new coach, and you got the Trailblazers waiting at the helm. And there is no room for we did it before, we can do it again. There's just no room for it. Everybody's starting off fresh, right? So for me, the Wolves, Suns, only because the situation is going on with them right now. I just don't know. It's weird, We need to look at that. And the Jazz. Clearly, the Jazz will not have, unless something changes. But right now, I don't see the Jazz having a secure spot 1 through 8 at all by the end of the season. That's 3 potential 3 for me. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh, okay. Now there are a couple of teams that I believe will be down there at the bottom of the Western Conference, and that's the OKC Thunder. You do not have to worry about them, especially with Chet Holmgren being out for the season. The Houston Rockets, I think they might be on the bubble. They're going to be the best of the worst of the Western Conference. And then the San Antonio Spurs, they're not going anywhere. And the Utah Jazz, they're going to be at the bottom as well. I agree with you right there. So, yep. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for the Pels and the Kings to, upset someone. But I do, man, I still say that top 6 is firm. It's firm. I don't know the order, but
not
it's
firm.
going to be unbudgeable.
It can't be firm when the Jazz were number 5 last season.
My top 6 that I
You
have.
said, but you said you couldn't confirm that until December.
But I'm just saying, I can't confirm my order quite yet. But
You
I
can't
have
confirm
some
your
teams
order.
that are definitely going to be top 6. Absolutely. A shoe in, just locked in the West.
I don't have that. Nah, no, not with these other teams coming up. I don't know. Check back with me in December. Then I may be able to say, because again, anything I give you right now, it's all subject to change. We all know these people ain't played not one dribble for the season yet. So, and when that happens, then I can say, but the West is going to be, I am looking forward to seeing what the players do in the West and how these teams shake up our top teams that we believe will be. I just think there's going to be a change. It's going to be a shift. One of the teams that were top 6, but aside from the Jazz, I already know that ain't going to happen. But these other teams, somebody about to be looking out.